Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, running on the Steam Deck. Alright, we just got some new gear. I don't unfortunately have any other weapons that are more powerful than what I have. I think we were looking for ways to get a feline ruby gem. Wait, did we get one of those? I don't remember if we did or not.
Hey, good to see ya! Let's get you fixed up then, shall we?
We didn't know. We're looking for a Bonabra stinger. Need one more. Popper stamps. We need 5 popper stamps? Oh man. Alright, let's see if we can get one of those.
When you need me.
It's great to see you.
I think it has to be a high rank.
Here's the list of quests.
Did I do any of these? Oh, did we skip one? Oh, we skipped it because the game was freezing. Yeah, that's right. Okay. I think these all have Bonabras in them somewhere.
Time to explore our village. Yeah.
I should probably stick with the shrine ruins since I know where those are.
This looks useful.
I'm pretty sure they're on every map.
Let us begin.
Oh, which one are you? Oh, okay. First I didn't recognize it. Sorry, I'm just looking for Bonabras. I have no interest in you. Oh, maybe this is one of the maps where they're not even, well, they're not here. Huh.
I'll just take this.
No, here they are.
Might as well put this to use.
Is there only two of them?
Go! I'll just take this.
Of course, we didn't get it this time.
Time to head home.
How are things? All right, let's make it happen.
Bonabra Stinger. Can't believe I've already gotten 3 of them. I don't even recall getting them.
Hello there. Your spirit shines bright. Here's the list of quests. Take care.
Oh, how am I liking the Steam Deck? I mean, the Steam Deck is a good piece of hardware. It really is. If you use it the way it's intended, then you're probably going to have a really good experience in general, right? So I think a lot of people really already own a lot of Steam games, unless you're kind of new to PC gaming. In fact, there's even a summer sale going on right now where you can get a lot of games for incredibly low prices. And that happens every season out in Steam. Yeah, the system is good. It's well built. The controls feel good when you're playing handheld mode. I think everything's laid out and it's comfortable. The screen is okay. I really wish they would have gone with an OLED screen. But again, this is their first try, so they're not going to get quite everything right. As far as the docking experience goes, it's not great, right? I mean, the system's not made to be used as a home console, so there are a lot of things which you'll have to get used to. If you're using a Bluetooth controller and syncing it up,
I'll just take this.
what will happen is you'll find that the Steam Deck, just by default, always sets the Steam Deck controller as the #1 controller, which doesn't make sense when you're using a docking station. So some games will be worse than others, but some games will not work properly if the Steam Deck controller is the first priority controller. So you'll have to set the whatever controller you're using to sync as the #1 controller for every game that you have every time you start up. So this is not something that's saved in the Steam profiles. So that's #1 concern. #2 concern would be is if you're using an external deck. There are many external USB 3 decks out there. Obviously, Steam can't,
This looks useful.
or Valve can't, accommodate for every one of them. So you're going to really have to mess around a lot with the kind of deck you want to use. Primarily because what will happen is you'll get a lot of decks out there that are only capable of 30 frames a second. So look very, very carefully at your Steam Deck or your external deck, your third-party deck, to make sure it supports 4K 60. So top priority there. Find one that supports 4K 60. What you'll also find a lot of times is that your third-party decks out there, they may support 4K 60, but they may not have any ports. So they may just be a USB 3 to USB or to HDMI, which can be troublesome because you'll want to attach a mouse and keyboard, either a wireless one or a wired one, to your Steam Deck. There are going to be a lot of times on games that are even compatible with the Steam Deck that have the Steam Deck testing that need that mouse for input. And if you're putting in things like your name, then sometimes the on-screen keyboard works and sometimes it doesn't. Again, not 100%. So you may need a keyboard to put in something like your name or the name of a save file or something like that, something along those lines. I'd really suggest that you have to be a patient person and understand that it is not going to work 100% if you're going to be playing it in dock mode like I do. I've talked about a lot of the quirks here and there on different videos, but yeah, they did fix recently that decks would have problems with base resolution. So, probably the Steam Deck you're getting now, depending on what firmware you get, you may find that the deck isn't able to resolve 4K very well. Especially when you're first powering up the system, you may have to power up the system and then reboot it in order for it to resolve 4K externally on the deck. Now, I haven't had it happen since the last patch. So hopefully it won't happen anymore, but that is something that I ran into. Is that it wouldn't present the window in the correct size. So what you'd end up with is you'd end up with a tiny corner of the window presented. Basically the 720p upper left-hand corner of the screen is what you'd get instead of the full 4K. So far, I have not run into any decks that that are just 1080p 60. If I run into a deck and it does 1080p, then it generally will only support 30 frames. Again, the use case for a deck is for a PC, and in general, unless you're a gaming enthusiast, you're going to be using a deck for really office work. So 30 frames a second, not a big deal. Even in 1080p or even in 4K if you're just doing office work. So bear that in mind. I had to hunt a lot for a USB 3 dock that would be compatible with the Steam Deck and work with some consistency, and also had some additional ports, mainly for the USB keyboard. It also offered something for like an SD card. So if you wanted to use an SD card for an external drive, you could do that too. If you didn't want to use the internal drive that's inside of the Steam Deck itself. But yeah, generally good experience. But you will find that there are just some games which, are not gonna quite work right. Like AI, the Somnium Files, both of those games, they have a graphics option window that pops up when you first boot up the game. So the game comes up and you have an option to change the video settings and an option to launch the game. In that game's case, when you hit the video files, like you want to change the resolution or you want to change the aliasing or something like that, that window is only presented in cropped 720p. And what that really means is that you'll check your options for the game, but it won't draw the window that gives you the X button to close the window. So you'll be basically stuck if you try to set the options in that game. You won't be able to ever close the window to tell the game that you want to set new options. So in that case, what I had to do, and I had to do that with the Atelier series as well. Any game that has like a front end with a window options, I actually had to download that onto my PC, change the options on my PC, sync my profile onto the Steam Deck, and then it finally gave me the resolution I wanted with the options I wanted in that game. Yeah, again, if you're a PC gamer, this is probably not a big deal to jump through a couple hoops. But if you want to treat this like a console, then they got a ways to go. And that's being kind of generous. You'll also probably notice that in some cases, the Switch, the nearest competitor to the Steam Deck, in some cases the games will actually look better on the Switch. I'm thinking right now, personally, of like Doom Eternal, Doom 2016 and Doom Eternal. They actually look better on the Switch, even though they only run at 30 frames, versus a worse-looking game on the Steam Deck, which could run at very unstable 60 frames. So, if I was to say which is the better portable, the Switch is still the better portable. But if you're okay with a little bugginess, the Steam Deck is very good, right? And if you don't care about the competition and you just judge the Steam Deck on its own as a portable console, then it's very, very good. And again, depending on if you want to play your older library, bear in mind the older library is going to act funny. It is not going to be the same as if you're playing on a PC. And anybody who's built a Steam box, when that was still a thing, and used SteamOS on their generic x86 PC, it's the same kind of deal. You'll run into some things which just don't quite work right. And then you just have to deal with it as it is.
Another great hunt.
Yeah. I mean, as a portable system to play your Steam games, it does work mostly. If you're playing something like I tried to play Fear, the first Fear, and Fear 2 on the Steam Deck, and that was not a great experience because they were not really built very well for controllers. So they were really, really quirky. You could never really get the thumbsticks right, and you could never really get the sensitivity right. So I ended up playing those games with a mouse and keyboard. And again, if you're okay with that, if you're not expecting a console-style experience, if you're expecting a PC experience, a portable PC experience, then it's really good. I don't want to discourage people from getting it because it is a good system. But if you're a console gamer, primarily, and you're expecting it to act like a console, that's not what it does. Now, so yeah, definitely check it out. I mean, you're on a long waiting list, unfortunately, so they're not like really easy to get. I mean, I wasn't on the first shipment list either, and I placed my order like a minute after the launch, which ended up taking me an hour because apparently, it queued me in the launch process, and that whole transaction took an hour to finish. But it did finish at least. And then keep a very, very careful eye on the email that you use to register your Steam Deck, because they will send you an email when your order is ready, and you will only have 3 days to reply in order to accept your Steam Deck. If you wait longer than 3 days, then that pre-order is assumed canceled, and then that pre-order goes into the bucket, so somebody else is going to get that pre-order. So yeah. I mean, I made that same mistake. Is like on the very last day, I checked my junk mail, and my notification for the Steam Deck arrived, and it was like I had to like that day at like 9:07 a.m. to get my Steam Deck. So I had to contact customer support, and they were willing to extend my time, but I don't know if they'll do that for everyone, or if that's just a normal procedure for them. You know, it's really hard to say. Yeah, I think it'll be more interesting when they get the Steam Deck 2. And I don't doubt there will be a Steam Deck 2 because this thing's really selling well. It's getting reviewed well. It does work, really good. But, just caveats. I just want people to know that, yes, you'll play your PC games. They will mostly work. You're going to have a more awkward time with something like a point and click that doesn't support a controller. The trackpads on the Steam Deck are very good. They're very responsive. They got like a nice feel to them. They got they got like some pressure sensitivity, and the sticks themselves on the controller actually know when you're touching them. They have some contact on the tops of the controllers. Not that they're acting like buttons. They just are aware that you are holding them, which would probably make for an interesting experience if somebody took advantage of that.
This looks useful.
Yeah. Overall, I would say the Steam Deck, on a scale of 1 to 10, I'd give it a solid 8. Not quite the 9 status, because again, there are plenty of games out there, maybe some of your favorite games, that are going to just really be awkward to play, unless you attach a mouse and keyboard. Mouse and keyboard will get you through the day with any Steam Deck game. Controller, not so much. And the controller on the Steam Deck will get you by. But if you've ever messed with the Steam controller, the separate Steam controller, back when they sold them,
I'll just take this.
sort of a similar experience where it's like, yeah, this is cool, but it's not really that comfortable. And again, your mileage may vary. Maybe you're going to love using the dual trackpads, and you'll have no time. You'll have no problems at all. I thought it was, not great. So I ended up using a mouse and keyboard with a dock. And that gave me the best experience overall. I know that's a long answer, but it's an honest one. As Valve doesn't pay me for. I'm not a sponsored content creator. So this is all free for people who want to watch, and it's the only thing it costs you would be time. But something like Monster Hunter, this is a game that makes total sense on the Steam Deck because Monster Hunter, to me, has always been a portable series. I know it started off on PlayStation 2, but really got popular with the PSP, and since then they've made these games with portable play in mind, in the way the sessions work and the time it takes, and the extended ability to work with local wireless networks, or on systems that are system linked. It's the perfect portable game. Although you can play it online, it's at its best when it's engaged with portable multiplayer. I actually haven't tried it with portable multiplayer on the Steam Deck. I don't know 3 other people with one of these things, so I don't know if I'll ever run into 3 people with this thing by the time the Steam Deck 2 comes out. Probably not. But theoretically, this would be the best Monster Hunter experience. So there you go. That's my review. 8 out of 10. I'd buy it, though.
What's this?
That's solid for me. Well, the Manabras, damn it. That's the only thing I don't like about Monster Hunter is the random drops. I really wish you could just do a mission for items, for any item in the game, perform certain missions, even if they're extremely difficult, rather than, wait for random monsters to spawn and give you a random drop. I say love you, that is the game.
Time to head home.
Yeah, I don't know if Valve will ever really have the same kind of portable that Nintendo could make. It's difficult to say. They certainly got the games. I mean, when you get a Steam Deck, you instantly have access to, you know, I mean, I have like just under 1,000 games, so theoretically I have access to all of those. Whether or not they actually work on the Steam Deck, I mean, probably at least half don't work, minimum. And then for the rest of the half that do work, you know, probably 20% are gonna act weird. You know, they're gonna have some quirks which I'll either like and keep playing on the Steam Deck, or I won't like and I'll end up just playing those games on my PC.
I have faith that you will fulfill your duty. Please select the quest that best suits you.
But yeah, we gotta wait for the official deck. A generic USB-C deck is USB-C 3 is not gonna meet every single need that the Nintendo deck, the Nintendo Switch deck does. I mean, right now, the reliability and the functionality are better on the on Nintendo's deck. So hopefully Valve can match that. If they can, great. That'll be another plus in their favor. I don't know though. I mean, they're taking this long just to make the deck, which I find highly unusual.
That'll do.
I wouldn't think making a compatible deck with your system would be this difficult or take this long. But, you know, Valve is not a company that works fast, so. They're certainly never going to win the award for speediest delivery. Yeah, I hope you get yours and you enjoy it. I mean, I'm pretty sure you will if you're a PC gamer. You will enjoy it. But if you're a PC gamer, then you're the cutting edge PC gamer, obviously you're going to be disappointed because you're going to get at most 800p. If you're going to be playing on a dock, 720p. Unless you're okay with the pillar boxing, the black borders, which I imagine most people probably wouldn't be okay with that.
I'll just take this.
So yeah, just, you know, bear that in mind. Things will look worse. You know, they're not going to look as good as they do on your PC. I mean, they just won't. But that's not what you're buying a Steam Deck for. You're buying a Steam Deck to play games. You know, with the knowledge that they won't look as good. Oh, you killed my Bernardo, you little bastard. Oh, I killed my Bernardo. Well, that wasn't any better. Oh, they all disintegrated. What the heck, man? This thing's gonna be impossible to find, isn't it? I'm gonna be at this for a while. Probably. My suggestion too is if you're going to use a controller with a Steam Deck, use a PlayStation 4 controller. Mainly because it has this touchpad, which will act as a mouse. That way you won't have to break out a mouse for a lot of things. And you will have to break out a mouse occasionally for games on the Steam Deck. It's just the way it is. The PlayStation 5 controller is not as well supported, so the PlayStation 4 controller is actually going to be more compatible. Oh, I got another thing. Okay, right. Oh, I should do Yelsenaries. Oh no, guess we're not done yet. Never mind. Alright, we'll try this one more time. And then we'll move on with other missions. I was hoping that we'd be able to get this within a couple tries, like we did with the with some of the other weapons. It seems like this particular drop is you know, Banabra Stinger. It seems like it's not a condom or a common easy drop. Seems like the ratio is super low.
Let's go.
I also think it's weird that the PlayStation 4 controller It's like so compatible with the system, but there's no option anywhere in the SteamOS to change the button prompts to match a PlayStation controller. So they're always going to be Xbox style button prompts. For me, it's okay. My mind can disassociate the button labels with the controller. But if you're a person that can't do that, then you might have a hard time. No, I mean, I've decided that any PC game I'm going to play from now on is going to be on the Steam Deck. So this will be my primary PC. Really, just because I think I need to cover something on the Steam Deck outside of Monster Hunter, for those that are curious. You know, now that Valve is really officially in the game, then you know, I should be able to cover some things here and there.
Gonna need some of this.
Monster broth? Really? I only get one Nabra.
Might as well put this to use.
Oh, there's the other one. Hello, sir. And you disintegrated. Okay, well, let's play some real missions. Maybe I have to do this offline, because I might have to be at this for a while to get that Banabra Stinger. Yeah, I mean, and also bear in mind, your portable experience will be like maybe an hour or two of play, depending on the settings you have and how you want to play it, and if you keep your screen dimmed and if you turn down the graphics settings. So yes, if you want to play Doom Eternal with the full complement of settings, then you're maybe get an hour of play out of it. You know, again, if you decide to kind of lower everything and to get a longer experience, you know, especially like the screen dimming, then you're gonna get a bad experience, but you will also kind of not get a great experience.
It's great to see you. Take a look at the quest list.
Okay, what are we doing now? I guess we can do Agneson. Let's do it.
You'll do great.
Enough of that. Let's go. Go. this.
Frozen stiff bone. Frozen stiff bone? Oh. Like me in the winter, huh?
There it is! Wonderful wave.
Oh, still got me.
Reliable as always. Watch and learn!
No.
That'll do!
I'm still going after him. Okay. That's weird. Usually they just take off after you mess with them. Yeah, that's more like it.
Be careful! You're not getting away!
Come on, work.
Just you wait!
Oh my goodness.
Yeah! This looks useful.
Forget all the. It has such good range. Well, sometimes it has good range.
lifesaver. Be careful! It's fleeing! Move! Huh. It's up to something! Yeah! Serpent Shark Hunter! Nothing to it! That's how you do it! Watch and learn! Reliable as always. It's up to something! Yeah!
Oh, excuse me. This guy's gotta be ready soon.
Yeah!
Ugh, random coughing fit.
It's up to something!
Come on, you gotta be weak now. I've hit him so much.
You're a lifesaver. I can taste
Okay,
victory.
finally.
Must maintain my edge. Move. Watch the trap master at work. Now's our chance. Victory. Another great hunt.
Cheat for all your pristine needs.
Volodon, Barros, Roggies, Lagombi, and Great Baggy. Well, this one ended up being really hard. 15 Hermitar or Velociprey. Oh, well, no, that's not quite as fun. Let's do the Volodon. Volodon.
Best of luck.
Enough of that. Let's go. Go.
Nope. Oh, whoops.
Incoming! He's up to something! You're a lifesaver. Wonderful work, my friend. Incoming!
Yikes! That was a close one.
After it! Just you wait! Yeah! I'll just take this. He's up to something!
Jeez.
He's up to something!
Ah,
You're not getting away! Go! Nothing to it! I'm your master now! That's how you do it! Move! Wonderful work, my friend. Incoming!
damn it. Trying to get away.
He's up to something! Be careful! Incoming! He's up to something! You're a lifesaver. maintain my edge. Go!
Oh, did we go down there? Yeah, looks like it.
Be careful! It's up to something! Be careful! It's fleeing! Yeah! Reliable as always. You're a lifesaver. Incoming!
Ooh.
Incoming! Be careful!
Damn it. I never get that second hit.
He's up to something!
Oh, what? I can't handle these other monsters getting in there. Get away from me.
I'll be taking that. After it! Serpent Sharp Hunter! Move! I'll just take this.
Oh, jeez. Got me with a slow roll.
It's fleeing! Just you wait!
He's probably ready for a trap.
Go! Watch and learn! Nothing to it! Your life. That'll do! What's this?
What the hell is this thing?
Watch the trap bastard work! Foolish monster! Split! All in a day's work.
We've had an urgent message from Kamada. Fiorani. Yes, Admiral. The urgent message requests help with the Bishatan terrorizing the shrine ruins. But apparently this is no ordinary Bishatan, or an apex for that matter. It's a subspecies, a blood orange Bishatan. My notes tell me this subspecies is not native to that locale, which leads me to believe it might be due to changes in the ecosystem brought about by certain monsters of the kingdom. Admiral, with your permission, I'd like to accompany Miamrai on this assignment. If I'm correct, responsibility lies with the kingdom, and as a knight of the order, I'm bound by duty to rectify the situation. Fiorani. I took an oath to follow the knight's code many years ago. I will not let the kingdom down. Fiorani! Honor, pride, chivalry, duty, fine virtues, and your willingness to sacrifice everything is admirable. But valuing your own life is greater virtue still. One you've yet to learn. Understood? Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir. Recall the tale of Archdemon of the Abyss. Drawn by corrupted hearts, the fiend rises to devour kingdoms whole. A knight whose heart lies drunk on virtue invites nothing more than calamity. May you never forget that. You have my permission to accompany Miamrai on this mission. Miamrai. Chichai should have the urgent request registered already. Don't waste any time. Oh, you know what? I think that's a good place to stop it for now. This is audap watching Monster Hunter Rise Sunbreak, running on Steam Deck. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.